Hey there, Foxy gamers! Welcome back to our attempt at a Stardew Valley min-max farm. Today, we're gonna try to do the old classic head on over to the lake and fish up some catfish. The thing that I might have an issue with, though, is I made a boo-boo already in our first video, where I didn't actually sell the stuff that we had in our chest. So ideally what I would have done was sold all but 30 fiber to use later for scarecrows, and then like this other stuff in order to have enough money to go get like our iridium fishing pole and some bait and some food. But we are not gonna be doing that. We're nowhere close to having enough fish to sell for that. So what I might do is just like ignore getting the upgraded fishing pole for now, and instead we're going to just buy the fishing food so that we can hopefully catch some catfish. Because the upgraded fishing pole, basically the purpose for that right now is so that we can use bait and have the fish bite more frequently. But, you know, it's like, well, the frequency of the biting doesn't matter if we're not even gonna be over at the lake fishing for catfish. So I think that's probably what we're gonna do, and we'll just get an upgraded fishing pole at a later time. I just want to chop down enough trees here so that we can place a chest either by the lake or the ocean, wherever we decide to go here. The other thing I'm gonna do is immediately start planting any acorns we pick up. In fact, I'm gonna go pop these out of the ground over here. We're gonna go plant those in the area east of our farm, because if we start putting that there before the bus stop is open, then they'll grow to a big enough tree that Pam will not destroy them. She'll just walk around them instead. So we'll go ahead and pop up all these guys here, because it's gonna be a while before we have any sort of tree fertilizer, so we want those to get started as quickly as possible. Okay, we'll head on down to the beach, and I think I got the southern part of the farm cleared so that we can wander back at any given time. We'll just go ahead and plop these here and hope that those start growing pretty soon. So we'll want to have probably 500 gold before we leave the beach, and that way we can buy 2 of the fishing feasts, or whatever they're called. Can't remember off the top of my head. Trout soup, that's what it is. I'm sure you guys knew that. Oh, there we go. We've got a couple of seashells we can pick up. Sell those. If only we could get across that bridge there. Look at all that sweet, sweet coral, but we'll have to wait for another time. Alright, let's see how much money this gets us. Huh. That was actually more money than I was expecting. But we're gonna need 700, 800-ish gold more than we have now if we want to get the fiberglass rod. I don't know why I called that the iridium rod earlier. The fiberglass rod, 2 trout soups, and some bait. So I don't think that's gonna be very likely for us to do. Huh. The problem is, I wanted to pass out again tonight, which means we don't want to have any gold on us, but I also don't want to buy that many trout soups. So perhaps that was a mistake, trying to sell all of those fish. But I did this in my min-max guide, so we're going to give this a try. We're going to fish just for a couple hours and see how much success we have with getting some fish. You never know, maybe we'll get really lucky and have enough gold. Gosh, I don't know, 800 gold. I don't think that's gonna happen, guys. Well, I also just realized I'm a big old fat dummy and totally forgot to bring the wood with us for our chest. So this is not turning out to be the best min-max series so far, guys. Should we buy 3 of these? Yeah, okay, fine. We'll buy 3 of those. And I guess we're gonna have to go back to our farm. Gosh darn it. Well, that's a thing. That's how it is. I guess the good news for you guys is if you're playing the beach farm on mobile or console, this will be a lot easier for you to obtain than if I was doing everything flawlessly. Such is life. Well, I guess we might as well pick up this daisy then or daffodil rather, as we're walking through here. Well, this probably isn't going to be too great of a day, but no harm in trying, unless we can't even get down to the lake because I didn't clear enough stuff here. There we go. There's the path. Once we get down here, the good news is we don't have to clear any of this stuff out, although the grass does slow us down a little bit. Well, that's a huge bummer that we don't have a fishing rod with bait, but it'll be better than nothing. Even if you don't have enough money for all of that, it's still a better idea to come down here and go fishing in the hopes that you get just even like 1 or 2 catfish. Actually, we're gonna just fish up here. Why don't we? I'm probably gonna hang on to that chub for other days when we're not actually fishing, since they are a good thing to eat. Woo! We got a perfect fish! Alright. Oh, and it's only a regular. That's a big old bummer. I don't think it matters fishing here versus fishing over here at this point. Maybe when we get to higher level fishing, it might actually matter, but we wouldn't be able to reach out this far from the island anyway. Well, we didn't do too badly, I guess, all things considered, since we didn't have any bait. Unfortunately, all but 1 catfish got away from me today, so that was a little disappointing, but oh well. I'm gonna leave this trout soup here in hopes that someday soon we're gonna have another rainy day that we can come down here and fish for some more catfish. We'll take this jade with us, and I suppose we should plant the rice shoots. I think that would be a good idea. Oh, but I also want the green algae for eating. Considering the rice shoots don't really get us a lot of money or farming points, I'm going to leave that in there for now and take the green algae. I think that's going to be more beneficial to us to eat. But then also, shoot, if we take the dandelion, then we can turn that in for a seed packet. I don't know, guys. How do I decide what to leave behind here? I think we're going to leave this one single shad, because the other thing is I don't think I want to sell this fish until we get to level 5 fishing. Right now we are at 4, And we'll probably spend the majority of tomorrow fishing as well at the mountain lake. So we're just going to hang on to these fish and not deal with selling them until we get the skill point that will allow us to sell them for a little more. Unfortunately, I don't have an empty balance here, which means if we pass out at the mountain tomorrow, we'll lose some money, which isn't good. So, meh. Maybe we'll stop by Pierre's on the way there or something and buy some seeds just to make our balance 0. So we'll just leave all these guys in here. Yeah, the dandelion will allow us to make a pack of seeds, which we can then sell, so that will be nice. Or, actually, I just remembered we don't have our upgraded fishing pole, so what I might do is drop a bunch of this stuff in our shipping bin right now and take whatever money we have from that, buy the fishing pole, and then we can sell enough fish to get like some bait. So, let's see, I said all but 30 of this fiber, right? Or should that be 60? I think 30 will get us 1 scarecrow. And I don't think I need the sap either, so we can sell that. And we can sell... Actually, I'm going to leave 1 horseradish here to turn into the community center later. And then we'll just go ahead and plop all those guys in there. The one nice thing about this beach farm is, you see, it's not quite 2 a.m. yet. So we can just pop over here and fish for the rest of the day. And we don't have to be super worried about what time it is before heading back to the house. You do have a tendency to get a lot more trash on your fishing on your farm than you would, say, at the ocean. But that's not all bad, because we can later turn the trash into useful things with the recycling machine. So if you do get trash and you haven't ran out of inventory space, make sure to hang on to that. One more fish here, likely. Come on. Nope, alright. I don't want to lose my money right now. So we're going to drop those in there because we probably won't have enough inventory space. How much space does this all take up? I don't know how many of these we're going to want to sell tomorrow. Alright, we'll be fine though. Oh, you guys can go back in there. I might actually whip out a calculator and figure out how many fish we should bring down to Willy, but we'll call it a day. Level 3 fishing. Yes, that's all fine and dandy. Level 4 fishing. Oh! I think I sold a little too much, guys. Whoopsies. Well, what are you gonna do? That was a lot more money than I was expecting. Do we want 400 gold worth of bait? I suppose, worst case scenario, we can just buy another trout soup. But, of course, we gotta water all our friendly little crops here, and then we'll make our way down to the beach to pick up that fishing rod from Willy. Alright, well, in that case, it's probably gonna be after, or not quite 9 by the time we get down to Willy. I'd rather not bring this fishing pole with us because it's just gonna take up space, so I'll grab a fish over here before, well, now of course this is gonna take forever, and we would have, This was a bad idea. Ah! Screw you, fish! Okay, fine. Plan B. We're scratching that. I hope I have a chest at the mountain lake. I believe I do. I'm gonna really hate myself if I don't, but we're going to grab these chubs here. Don't forget, the highest quality of chub is the best one to eat as far as the cost ratio goes. And we will likely catch some chubs over at the mountain lake. So this should be plenty for us. Well, I do feel like that is an appropriate amount of bait that we want, this 89 bait here. So I spent as much money as we could. So we shouldn't lose any money tonight after passing out at the mountain lake. Hopefully it will be lucrative enough to slightly make up for my shortcomings yesterday. If not, as I've stated before, it's not that big of a deal. Yes, I am trying to see how far we can get with min-maxing on the beach farm. But, you know, like if you actually want to do a super mega hardcore min-max run, then, well, you probably shouldn't be using the beach farm. So this is, like, mostly for fun to just try and apply the lessons we've learned. And look at that. We don't have a chest. What on earth did I do with that chest? Well, guys, this is what I get for not actually looking up my video before recording this. So this is going to be one of those situations where I actually am going to restart my day because this was just a huge oversight on my part. For some reason, I had it in mind that on day 2 we came out here with a chest and went fishing, but I guess I forgot to do it that day too. So yeah, I'm just going to restart the day and chop down enough wood to get us a chest out here and just basically do everything that you just saw, because there hasn't been any sort of luck thus far that's going to affect our day. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I will see you in a moment when I have caught back up to where we are now. Okay, guys, let's try this again, shall we? Okay, so we've got, yeah, everything is the same as before we got to this point, except it is slightly later in the day, and we have a bit less energy since I had to spend some time chopping down the wood. Now, before anybody, like, criticizes my spot of where I'm coming to fish, I know that down here is, like, a better spot to fish, and then you can, like, stand right next to your chest, and you don't have to, like, walk a few tiles like I'm going to be doing here. But the reason why I like this spot better is because of where the mini game pops up on my screen. If you go down to that bottom part of the screen, the mini game pops up in a different place, and it really throws me off, at least on PC. I don't know if it does it to you folks on console and mobile, but for me, I like this spot because it doesn't mess with my mini game placement, and it's still not that far away from the chest. Once again, it's like, oh, yeah, sure, if I'm just doing, like, an incredibly hardcore min-maxing, I'm already violating a lot of rules by doing this, but you know what? We don't care about that. So on day 4, it pretty much still is just the best way to go about things is fishing. And as far as I know, at least fishing at the mountain lake is going to be the most profitable as far as the types of fish you can catch on a sunny day. I could be wrong about that because, like, it is possible, I guess, if you catch a lot of flounder on the ocean to make a lot more money, because, like, back when I made my original min-max guide, that I don't think flounders were a thing yet. I can't remember off the top of my head. But the other reason I like to fish up here is, as what just happened, we get chubs, and chubs are still hands down the most efficient fish to eat at this stage in the game. So that is why I choose to come to the mountain lake. Well, I guess I don't have a lot to say right now while we're fishing, so I'm probably just gonna cut forward to the end of the day and let you all know how it goes. But I will say this, that I am super happy that you all are excited about my bringing you this series, because I really enjoy playing this game, and it is true that I am having a hard time lately finding time to do this stuff, especially since, like, it's not about just playing the game. I have to talk, and so that drains a little bit of energy. And after I'm done playing the game, then I have to convert my video, and I have to edit everything together. I have to upload it, put in tags and thumbnail and all that kind of stuff. So it is a little bit time consuming, but you all have been so kind to me since I posted my last video, and making sure that I don't feel pressured to do this on any sort of schedule. So thank you so much for being so understanding that way. And honestly, that just encouraged me to want to make more videos for you guys. So it worked! Your reverse psychology has worked on me. Anyway, I will see you at the end of our day. Okay, guys. We did have a pretty successful day of fishing here. I didn't get as many high-level chubs as I was hoping for, but, you know, we got some iridium carp and bullhead, and that's not so bad. Now, let's see, the things I want to take back with us. Alright, I guess we've got room for all this fish, and then the last thing I suppose we want is the magma geode, because we're just gonna drop that in our shipping bin for now. Like, obviously, later in the game, it is important to open these up, because you often will get something that sells for a pretty great amount, but right now, like, the chances of the one magma geode being that for us are so slim that we're just going to put it in the shipping bin, and then once we get down to, like, level 80 plus, we will then start cracking open the geodes and stuff. Yeah, once again, the rice shoot, like, sure, it'd be nice to plant on our farm, since we don't have to water it, but it doesn't get us a lot of money or farming points, and it only takes 8 days to grow, so I'm going to leave it in our chest for now, and we'll make sure to come back here and pick that up before spring is over. Same with, like, the fire quartz and the gold and all the rest of this stuff is like, yeah, we definitely want to use that at some point, but I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. I guess I could leave my fishing pole here, but we don't necessarily know whether or not the next time we go fishing is going to be at the mountain lake or at the river, so I'm going to keep it with us. But we did get a nice number of extra bait today from treasure chests, so that was pretty cool. We essentially came out with 6 more bait than what I originally bought. Alright, obviously at this point we are going to go with the fisher skill. Maybe later in the game we might want to fish, like, once we're maxed out with stuff and get down into the sewers, we might want to switch to trapper and then, like, the crab pot free bait, since, like, what I found in my other playthrough that I was doing on the beach farm, even when I wasn't trying to min-max, I didn't find myself fishing that much at a certain point, because it just, like, wasn't worth the time for the returns on it. So we might actually want to do this later, both for funsies and just for, like, maybe it actually will be better to put a whole bunch of crab pots on our farm, and then we can just run up and down and pick up all the fish from them and not have to worry about refilling them with bait, because honestly, that was the most annoying part to me of having crab pots on the last farm that I was playing. Alright, from this day forward, we're going to want to pay attention to our weather reports. Not tomorrow, so definitely whenever a rainy day comes through, we're going to want to pay attention to that so that we can try and get our watering can upgraded as quickly as possible. Also, please don't hate, guys. I'm not going to have a cat on our farm. I'm going to be this terrible person that says no. Why? I love cats. Oh. But, oh god, it's so sad. Even the music stops. It's so cruel. But, yeah, anyway, my point with that was going to be is that, like, honestly, I'm really disappointed with the house pets in this game because they don't really do anything, and the cat is just always getting in my way. I don't know if it's specifically the cat or if the dog is like that too, but I've never, like, chosen the dog. And, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's just too annoying, and the cat doesn't really do much aside from, like, just be there and, you know, insert real cat jokes here, but, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a cruel human being, and I'm not going to adopt the cat, but what are you gonna do? We're just gonna tell Marnie that we're allergic. How about that? Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for all of you for joining me on this series, and I'm really excited to see where we go with this. Thanks so much, everyone, and until next time, stay foxy.